Good morning, world, and welcome to another episode of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so, I am in the process of putting together a few tags, etc. Good morning to you all. Good morning, Courtney from high school. As we embark upon what will be another fantastic episode this morning on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast. And so, yes, world, we are back like a shark attack, back like we left some, back like we ain't got no clothes on our back. And for the world is a better place when the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast is taking place. And so, thank you for tuning in with us this morning as we conversate about the latest sports topics that have taken place from this past week and will be upcoming this week. It is always a blast to have you all tune in and participate with us every weekend. As a reminder that every week we always like to begin our podcast by reminding our audience that the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast can be found on Facebook via the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast community page, on Instagram, on IG at the Early Morning Sports Talk POD, again on IG at the Early Morning Sports Talk POD, YouTube as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify as the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, as well as our own Facebook pages via Brandon Price, Jamar Goodman, and Jones, as well as our guests for that weekend. Today is April 20th of 2024, and we have seen yet again another fascinating week in the sports world, where we saw the Chicago Sky draft Camila Cardoso out of the University of South Carolina with the number 3 overall pick, as well as draft Angel Reese out of Louisiana State University with the number 7 overall pick, making two SEC rivals reunite as one in Chicago at the Wintrust Arena. Chicago Sky fans, we like to ask this morning, are you excited? Additionally, we see the Chicago Bulls take care of business Wednesday night against the disgruntled Atlanta Hawks team, now causing questions to be asked about the future of Trae Young and if he could be a true number one option on a championship contender team. But we additionally saw the Chicago Bulls get took care of last night handily by Tyler Hero and the Miami Heat down in Miami, causing the Chicago Bulls season to come to an end and raising questions, Jamar, as we stated, and Corey, even prior to the season, what level would they advance to? Where would they go? And it answered the same exact question as it did last season and has been previous years, just mediocrity. First round exits, or at best play-ins, and that's all we've been. That's all we've done. Additionally, last night the Sacramento Kings kind of disappointed. Nobody expected them to be put out in the play-in tournament, and so they fell last night to the New Orleans Pelicans without Zion Williamson, and they got handled and rumped pretty handily as well on the road down in New Orleans. And so it brings questions now to Sacramento because they were a team with expectations, a team that many felt could have beat the Lakers and some other teams, but they just plummeted, guys, as the NBA season came to a conclusion. They legs burnt out, looked like, and here they are now at home in New Orleans, advances to the NBA playoffs to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder, and what a gift that could be. Additionally, with that being said, introducing our guest for this morning, whom goes by the name of Corey Lockwood. Corey is 47 years young, married with 2 children, ages 27 and 17. Corey works as an auditor and was born and raised on the south side of Chicago, but now in the south suburbs. Corey is a junior varsity assistant basketball coach at TF South High School and has been an IHSA basketball official for 20 years now. He is a lifelong Los Angeles Lakers fan, but loves Duke basketball, Alabama football, and is a huge advocate for the WNBA. He loves basketball on all levels and simply loves sports in general. And so, ladies and gentlemen, introducing our guest for this morning, Mr. Corey Lockwood. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good morning, guys. I'm doing good, man. Good to be here with y'all again.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Great to have you, man. Thanks for joining us. And so, with that being said, introducing my brother from another mother and one of my partners here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Mr. Jamar Goodman. Good morning, sir. How are you?
So far so good, Brandon. How's everybody?
That's good.
Pretty
Yes.
good.
Pretty good, bro. Yes. And lastly, introducing our partner here on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast and our other brother from another mother, Mr. Ian Jones, aka Rod Tillwell, aka People Hernandez. Mr. Ian Jones, my bro, what it do?
How y'all doing this morning? How y'all feeling?
Pretty good, bro. Pretty good.
Good.
Thanks for asking. Yeah. So with that being said, fellas, let's get into our conversation for this morning. We saw the Chicago Sky make what seemed to be a very exciting WNBA draft selection, and I'm pretty sure most podcasts might not start out with the WNBA, but here we are, being a little different and starting out with the WNBA. And so, with that being said, Jamar, we'll start with you. We'll go with you, Ian, and then we'll go with you, Corey. What are your thoughts, Jamar, from the Chicago Sky making these WNBA draft selections? What impact do you think it'll have, et cetera? How do you feel about that?
I feel like they are, turning the page on a new chapter here. From we are about 2 to 3 years removed from our championship team, and we saw how things can change so quickly.
Yep.
And with them, hiring Teresa Weatherspoon and changing GMs and basically just changing the culture here. Uh, I feel like they made a statement with this draft uh, by drafting two of the more highly coveted names in women's college basketball.
Yeah.
Um, as we know, in an era to where women's basketball in general is starting to like catapult, and we know Angel Reese was one of the reasons why the popularity has like grown over the last couple of years, and for Chicago to make the trade prior to the draft to be in line to draft her, along with Cardosa. I mean, it brings excitement like all over my timeline. Like
Hmm.
like the whole timeline, the whole night was basically about the Sky and the excitement, and I'm seeing guys and even some women like I'm getting my first Sky jersey, I'm getting the Angel Reese jersey, getting Cardoso jersey, looking at the
Hmm.
tickets of the games, looking when we played the Indiana Fever. Was it just the buzz, the buzz was created for sure, and with that and them uh, um, bringing back the Shields and
Yep.
just I feel like just the overall just hungry team. I would say expectation for me just get to the playoffs again. Let's just build upon what we putting together here and just go from there. But the excitement and the buzz is definitely there, even with fair weather fans. It just the interest has definitely spiked
Right.
after the draft.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. True. Yeah. And bro, what's your thoughts on this? How do you feel about Chicago Sky and the WNBA draft selections?
Great draft. Um, got one of the most prominent figures in female basketball. Well, two of them right now.
Yeah.
Got two national champions.
Mm-hmm.
Like just piggyback off what Jamar said, they're gonna change the culture. Like you said, you're seeing people that never talked about women's basketball before talk about it. It's kind of been like the talk of the year more than the men's college basketball and kind of the NBA in a sense. NBA might get a little bit more attention now because the playoffs coming up, but WNBA is definitely taking a turn right now. I was looking at the tickets the other day when we played Kalen. I seen some tickets for $1,400. I was like,
And
that is insane. I was like, that's insane, bro.
that's what it's gonna need though, and in order for them to
Yeah,
finally get
yeah,
above
yeah,
that deficit financially, bro, because they're in the
yeah,
deficit.
yeah. Yeah, for sure. So, we about to see a big change in women's sports, which is a good thing. I'm happy for them. So it's a good thing.
Hmm.
Should be a bright future for the Sky.
Right. Right. Yep. Beautiful. Yeah. Corey, what's your thoughts, man? I know you're a big Chicago Sky fan. You be at a lot of games. So how do you feel about this, and what's your thoughts?
Man, I thought it was a decent. I thought it was a decent draft. Definitely a business decision. So they got some names that's gonna hopefully put some more butts in the seats. I probably would have went slightly different direction, especially since they broke the whole thing down. Probably
Right.
would have started with a little more scoring. I'd have been looking for a little more scoring to come in, but they kind
The
of
girl
went.
from Tennessee.
They kind of definitely would have got Rakia Jackson at number 3.
Yeah, from
Uh,
Tennessee.
and,
Yeah.
and we think Reese would have still been there at 7 since they traded up to get the 7. So at least I would have had somebody that can put the ball in the basket from that's a little more versatile from all over the court, and then still get somebody with the inside presence. But I'm cool. I mean, I'm cool with Cardoso. It's hard to pass up 6'7". She's gonna rebound and score it around the basket. So I mean, I give it. I'm cool with it, but I just would have liked that scoring. I like that scoring impact. And but this year, I mean, I still, based on the rest of the makeup on the team, they still got a whole bunch of other forwards. So it's kind of gonna be interesting to see how it all gel. Uh, so I'm still looking for them to be around the bottom this year, so they can get another high draft pick
Right.
for next year. I'm hoping they almost stay down close to the bottom, try to get Page
Right.
for next year.
Yeah, that'd be
Mm-hmm.
nasty too.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I say I like it definitely from a business standpoint. You building a foundation. I mean, the plus, as long as if Reese could work on her face-up game, and I've seen her videos that she's been out there training already, putting up
Right.
shoot threes. So she can work on her face-up game and develop a jump shot, then it'll be good.
Really good. Yeah. And so with that being said, yeah, like I understand. Jamar, I see your point of Chicago Sky not selling, trying to be a playoff team. And I see your point, Corey, definitely of the Sky possibly being a team that is still in rebuild mode because we lost a lot when we lost Kalia Copper guys to the Phoenix Mercury. That's how we in the first place got the Angel Reese draft
Got
pick.
the pick.
Was because of that trade. And so with that, hopefully the Chicago Sky can defy some expectations and do some things that we don't expect them to do, which would be very, very nice if it is the case. I did state to you earlier in the week, Corey, that I did want them to draft Angel Reese. And I would have liked to seen her and Caitlin Clark be rivals in the WNBA as they were in college. And so we is going to get that.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's very exciting to see. I'm very excited for the WNBA future. I hope folks continue to support, continue to go to these games because they can play. It's a lot of talent. It's a lot of excitement. Games are very, very competitive. They play hard. And so hopefully our society continue to get over our sexual gender issues and we can begin to see these women as just ball players and athletes and, go from there. And so, yeah, with that being said, fellas, we will now progress. Congrats to the Chicago Sky. We hope that they continue to have success. I definitely look forward to going to games, especially with my daughter. So I definitely look forward to going to games. And so, with that being said, fellas, let's now progress with our NBA playoffs. And so, Jamar, we're going to go with you, bro. And then we'll follow up with you, Ian, and then you, Corey, myself. We're going to start with our NBA playoff picks. And so, Jamar, NBA Eastern Conference, we got picks. We got 4 series that's going down. And so, with that being said, my brother, I want your picks. And so, we'll start with the number 1 Boston Celtics versus the number 8 Miami Heat. If you had to go with a team within this series, who you got?
Celtics in 4.
Okay, and 4.
Yeah, let's not make no mistake about it. There's no Jimmy Butler. That whole revenge factor is definitely a thing. I'm pretty sure they come in to take care of business. Miami doesn't have enough offense. It's Celtics in 4.
Okay, 4. All right. All right. Yeah. And bro.
Sweet. I got the Celtics at 4.
Okay. Celtics are a good team. They're gonna be well rested. Y'all know they've been resting Jason Tatum, right? How long they been resting Jason Tatum, y'all? For weeks. It's been weeks. Because they locked up the number 1 seed weeks ago. They could have won 70 games then, but somewhere around 60-some, 67, whatever, they've been resting for a while, like for a long time. And so that's a factor too, Jamar. And so you got him in the sweep. And Corey.
I'm gonna say 5. I hope they sweep, but Celtics like to play with their food a lot. So they had them games where they just want to jack threes all game and don't change nothing up. And they let 10 to let 1 slip away. So I'm gonna say 5, but I'm hoping for the sweep. But they like to play with their food too much.
Right, man. I tell y'all what, if Jimmy was in this series, this would be a completely different series, man. Because the Heat are tough. They are tough as hell. They are tough. And I'm going to tell y'all what, they're going to be tough even without Jimmy Butler. They're going to be tough even without him. Now, of course, they won't win the series, but they will put up a fight. I know that for a fact. But, yeah, we all got the Celtics. Let's progress.
How many games you got them in?
5. Because one of them, I think, going to be real close and come down to the wire, which could either make it 6 games or 5. But I think the Celtics, with their rest, they better take care of the Heat in less than 5 games. They better take care of the Heat. I mean, they have no Jimmy Butler. They hobbled. Outside of that, though, they tough. I stated that he going to put up a fight. They still got Bam Adebayo. They still got Tyler Hero. They still got these guys that have no big names that can put the ball in the basket. And shout out to what was the guy y'all that used to play in the NBA? Was it Wright? Daryl Wright? He got a little brother, Jamar. Yeah, he can hoop.
DeLon Wright.
DeLon Wright, younger brother, and he nice. And they got some other white boy that can shoot the 3 ball and play D. They got a little culture down there, so I don't expect them to just lay down. I do expect them to have some pride. So, yeah, that's why I'm picking a gentleman's sweep, 5 games. But Jamar, this might be a little hard one for you, fellas. Orlando and Cleveland. Who you got?
Whew. Yeah, I feel like this one here is going to definitely be a little bit more competitive than that first one we just talked about.
Yeah.
In theory, the Cavs should win this series, but make no mistake about it, I am a big believer in Paolo Banchero and everything that he's been doing.
Dude.
And boy, and the Magic themselves, they are a gritty team. They are a team that I feel like doesn't shy away, kind of playing with house money to a certain degree. And pressure is definitely more so on the Cavaliers because this is what their third postseason trip with this team, if I'm not mistaken. I'm gonna say Cavs in 6, but I would not be surprised if the series goes the other way at all.
Okay. Jamar,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I got Orlando at 5.
And 5? Oh, wow. 5.
I'm not a believer. I'm not a believer in Cleveland. I think it's time for
because of Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, I think it's time for him to.
Oh my goodness, 5 games.
Get out of Cleveland.
Woo, yep. That is the crazy one, boy. You got to make it real on that one. That's crazy. Orlando at 5. That's a bold one. Man. Now, Ian, just curious, bro. Why you got Orlando at 5?
I just feel like Donovan Mitchell is holding Darius Garland back in a certain aspect. And I feel like a lot of people are sleeping on Orlando. So I got Orlando at 5.
All right. Corey, what about you?
And I'm gonna go Orlando in 7. I'm gonna go Orlando 7. I'm gonna ride with Paolo. Like I said, I think Cleveland they've been on the slide. Donovan never been the biggest Donovan Mitchell fan, and I'm kind of similar to what Ian's saying. Like with him, he kind of holding Garland back. I'm gonna go with the young guys in Orlando. Orlando and 7. They got nothing to lose really here.
Right. Yeah. For me, fellas, I got Cleveland. I got Cleveland in 6. Cleveland has been in the playoffs. Donovan Mitchell has playoff experience. I don't know who has playoff experience on Orlando. That's the factor for me. That's the issue. Cleveland has been a team where we stated could be dangerous going into the playoffs. They do have sharpshooters like Max Strus that can scratch the floor, scorers like Garland. They got Twin Towers down low. Paulo Banchero is nice. He can play, but he's a baby. I don't know if they're ready for this moment, but I do think Cleveland is more prepared. I got Cleveland at 6. Milwaukee and Indiana. Check this one out. Giannis is hobbled. Giannis is missing game 1. And some people believe, Jamar, that with or without Giannis, people will still pick Indiana. We've been talking about Indiana for most of this year. We've seen how Milwaukee has descended since Doc Rivers has gotten there. Who you got for this series?
I was talking about the series yesterday. I'm going with Indiana.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going with Indiana. I feel like they've had their number more times than not this year. I feel like they don't have an answer for Halliburton. I feel like in order for Milwaukee to really like win this series, they would have to be the more physical team. And without Giannis in there, for me, that pretty much takes away a lot of that aspect. And then you mentioned the coaching change with Doc Rivers and how lackluster that has been because he's a lacking head coach, and I don't want to go into a 5-minute spiel on that, but no, I think Indiana pulls this out in 6. I'm not even joking.
Okay, I mean, it don't seem like a surprise to me. Ian, who you got?
I got Indiana in 7. Looks like Giannis not playing this series, and we really gonna see, how good of a coach Doc Rivers is, at this point. It ain't been a good look in Milwaukee, and I know Damian Lillard probably like, man, they should just send me to Miami. Because it's just kind of been kind of everywhere this year, They fired Adrian Griffin, and it was number 2 in the East at the time.
30 and 13.
30 and 13.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's just kind of been like now you got Giannis, he hurt going into the playoffs. It's kind of been a shit show. They still in the playoffs, so that just show you that they got the talent to be there and potentially win a championship, but it's the coaching and the environment. I think that's a big thing, and I don't think a lot of people don't understand that. Indiana, they've been really consistent this year. Halliburton, he's taking his game to another level. He's been an all-star. Can make an argument that he'll be a superstar within the next 2 years. So this will be his time to, make his name right now and send Milwaukee home. And I think he's gonna do that. I got Indiana, so.
All right. Corey, who you got?
Man, not really knowing what Giannis is gonna do is kind of tough. Like I said, I know Indiana kind of handled them this season. They'll play off a different ball game. I'm gonna go with Milwaukee. Giannis the type of guy that like to come back early. And
he only out for game 1, at least from what I heard. He only out for game 1. Now the rest of it's uncertain, but at least for now we just got you out for game 1?
I'm gonna say Milwaukee in 7.
Right.
I think
Yeah.
this the experience, and I think Dame gonna try to go and step up and do what he got to do. I'm gonna say Milwaukee in 7.
Okay. Yep. One thing about them, they still got that home court. And that's important. Um, this is a tough series. But I'm gonna go with Milwaukee. No. I'm gonna go with Indiana. The reason why I'm gonna go with Indiana, I've been on this bandwagon all year. Jamar and Ian know it. I view this team as exciting. They can put the ball in the basket. They can score with anybody. They play fast. Milwaukee has had problems with them. Indiana take game 1. That's going to really put a lot of trouble and pressure, even after one game on Milwaukee. I like the way Miles Turner play. The X factor for me is Pascal Siakam, guys. With him coming there, they've been a much stronger team actually since Pascal has come there. He has a lot of experience. He not gonna take silly shots, Pascal. He gonna get to the free throw line. He gonna take his layups. He gonna take his dunks. Little number 9, a little point guard, Jamar. He gonna come in and play with passion, a little white boy. I like the way Obi Toppin play. He can scratch the floor. What's the kid? Number 0 for Indiana can shoot the 3. Nate Smith, number 23, can shoot the 3, play D.
DiVincenzo?
DiVincenzo's with the Knicks, bro. Yeah. But I'm talking about I'm here now. So number 0 is Benedict Mathurin. And
he a walking bucket.
Yep, and Aaron Smith, he's a walking bucket too, number 23. And the white boy TJ McConnell, that's his name.
Is Mathurin back? I thought Mathurin was out.
I don't know, is he? But
didn't he get hurt? I thought he was out for the year.
I don't know. He been playing lately.
I think you're right, Corey.
He might be, but I tell you what, I've watched him for most of the year, and he's been pretty nice, man. But Corey, so if you say he probably is.
I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I thought he got hurt.
Yeah, season-ended surgery.
Yeah,
that hurt. Thanks for that info.
He tore his right labrum.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, Marcus McKine stated it as well. You still got Isaiah Wong, who I think is a nice player too. He come in, hit his shots. And so Doug McDermott, he can come in, hit you 2 threes. I like Indiana. I do. This team can score. And they can get up and down. They play with passion. Milwaukee know they in for something here, for real. And so I tell y'all what, we putting this out here in the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, Corey. If the Bucks lose this series, how is this going to look for Doc Rivers again? How's it going to look? Will this be a good look for Doc Rivers? Will this be the same old narrative for Doc Rivers? Will people begin to say, hey, did the Bucks make a mistake here by firing Adrian Griffin and bringing in a guy that has a proven history of coming up short? So that is a huge story right there. And if it happens, it's just going to be everywhere. It's going to be another narrative about Doc Rivers, Jamar. It's going to be another one. So yeah, big series, I think, for Doc Rivers and his legacy of trying to make it better, at least. But with that said, we got an exciting series. So that's in New York, Madison Square Garden. Jamar, who you got for this one, man? Sixers or Knicks?
Hey man, what my boy MB be doing? Like, I got Philly in 6, man.
And 6, okay.
I got Philly in 6. Look, it has nothing to do with the New York Knicks. They've had a sensational year. I mean, Jalen Brunson has brought that team to new heights. That's probably their best free agent signing in I don't know how long. What, Amari Stoudemire for half a season? Like,
yep.
It's been a revelation, and you can give credit to Coach Tibbs too, and when they brought in Josh Hart last year and DiVincenzo, the Villanova crew, and all this stuff. However, and I also will point out it's easy for them to space the floor without Julius Randle, but they like Embiid a legit 7'1", 7'2".
Mm-hmm.
Polarizing figure, hobbled or not hobbled. I mean, he changes the game. Like that's not a typical 7 seed.
Right.
Yeah.
In the Philadelphia 76ers. You have Tyrese Maxey, who is on between him and Kobe White is going to be pretty much most improved player this year.
I can agree with that. Yeah.
I mean, they have veterans. They just match up well against them. So I got Philly in 6.
Okay. All right. And bro, Knicks, Sixers. Who you got?
I got Philly in 7. You know, New York has had a great year. Like Jamar stated, you know, you got the Villanova crew over there, Brunson, DiVincenzo, Josh Hart. They kind of remind me like the Bulls, you know, when we had Tibbs. They kind of got like that same makeup that the Bulls had. Um, I just don't think they have enough to go on a deep playoff run. And I think, you know, at some point it's gonna be like,
It's because of them miss Randall.
no, I don't think he'd be that big of a factor. I think if he was playing, I'll still take Philly. So, it's just who's gonna guard Embiid? I mean, who's gonna stop Embiid?
That's the
I
question,
think,
but he's not 100%.
yeah, but still, I mean, they still don't have nobody to guard Embiid. I mean,
So
you're
y'all right.
talking,
I understand though. Y'all saying that 85% Embiid is better than like 95% of the NBA. I get it. He ain't got to be
yeah, so
100%.
yeah, so I mean, but at this point in the NBA, nobody's 100%. Everybody hurting and got nagging injuries. So,
That's a good point too, man. Nobody 100%
um,
at this point of the year.
yeah, so I got Philly.
Okay. Yeah. Marcus, good morning, bro. Marcus stated Knicks in 7. And I already said good morning, Marcus. But yeah, Marcus got Knicks in 7. Corey, who you got?
I'm gonna go Philly in 6. I
Okay.
think the Knicks is caught a bad draw. With, well, really we only got there because of Embiid is out. Now that he's back and they moved to 2, and you got Philly dropped to 7. Like I said, just because of the injury. But now, even though I know he's not 100%, I think they got a lot of other pieces over there that's gonna help them get do what they're supposed to be doing. So I say, yeah. Now the Knicks, they got some bodies to throw at Embiid as far as Mitchell Robinson and what Hardenstein,
Mm-hmm.
but Embiid, one thing he's gonna do, he's gonna pull them away from the basket and stretch the strips, and then
Stretch the floor.
open them driving lanes for Maxey and to get off. And yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly in 6.
Man, fellas, I tell y'all what's going to be huge in this series is the bigs versus Embiid. And if Embiid can get them in foul trouble early, which is very possible. I mean, Embiid, right, like he gets to the line like clockwork whenever he wants to. And that's huge. And so their defense is going to be important to at least try to contain him. The Knicks, they're going to be at home, which is, I think, crucial. That crowd, they're going to be passionate.
Yeah,
I don't know if you guys seen this guard New York guy, Jazz Bunny. I forget his name. Number 23 or something like that for New York. He like Lil Bunny, man, up and down the court. I think that's going to be a serious problem for Philly. Could I expect Philly to continue to have Nicholas Batum hit 6 threes and go 6 for 10 for 3-pointers as he did against Miami the other night? No, I do not. I got the Knicks in this series. I'm with you, Marcus. I think the Knicks find a way. I think Jalen Brunson will be hard to stop. He gonna get his buckets. I think the Villanova guys, as we stated, DiVincenzo, Corey, is shooting lights out. He's, I believe, leading the NBA in three-point field goal percentage. And so that's crucial. The home court is crucial. Embiid not being 100% is crucial. And then I don't know who really going to step up. Maybe Kelly Oubre. Tobias Harris is a brick machine. That boy be looking sharp. I don't know how that man
He just produces bricks.
I don't know how that man get all that money to produce all them bricks. But I tell you what, I expect OG Anunoby to have him on clamps, Corey.
I ain't gonna lie, he overrated to me.
But he'll make it hot.
And so with that, I expect Anunoby to have a big series, his experience to come through. And for me, fellas, I got the Knicks in this series. I got the Knicks in 7, but I do think it goes deep. But I think, man, in the end, it's gonna be important. So
I got Tobias Harris is a bricklayer too. That's hilarious, though.
For real, man, that boy be bricking,
manufacturing bricks. Oh my god!
I'm talking about, man, that ball be going off the backboard. Don't even hit the rim. You know how you shoot, Jamar, and sometimes it go off the backboard over the rim. That's how he be shooting. It'd be like,
I think when he get more touches and he in rhythm, I think he like somebody said when Embiid was out, he looked nice. So I think he one of the guys. He like a rhythm guy. So if I can get more shots,
he looked nice the other night.
And get more touches.
Corey, he didn't look nice the other night. He looked terrible.
Yeah, like I said, it's a little different when you only getting a few touches a game. But I think when he getting regular touches, he's okay. But yeah, I think Philly got enough pieces to go and make this happen. I think Nick Nurse smart enough to get that ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands a game or two, where they're gonna have to double and make somebody else beat him.
Make a Josh Hart beat him. Okay, I understand that. Yeah, make a DiVincenzo beat him. Somebody like that. Okay. All right. Yep. And so yes, world, that includes our Eastern Conference predictions. But fellas, we got to progress now to the Western Conference because it's a lot happening in the West for sure. And so with that being said, we're gonna start with OKC versus New Orleans. And so, Ian, we're gonna go with you, Corey, yourself. I'll go, and then whenever Jamal pops in. And so, Ian, bro, who you got for this one? New Orleans or OKC? Game 1.
I'm gonna go OKC in 6.
Okay.
OKC in 6. Young team. Okay. I just think they just got a better team. I feel like Brandon Ingram is overrated and inconsistent.
Oh man!
Yikes!
Overrated?
Yeah, I'm my boy Bi.
Inconsistent.
Ooh, that's a crazy.
Zion can't stay healthy.
Man, that's the factor, man. If Zion's in the game, they beat the Lakers the other night. If he probably continues, but I know if he's in that game, and that at least come down to the last shot. You feel me? And if he's in that game last night, they just beat the clamps out of Sacramento, and they have a way better chance against OKC. But he's not there.
Yeah,
and stay healthy.
Yeah, so, I mean, he'll probably play in the series. I don't know how bad the hamstring is, but hopefully he gets to play in the series. I'd like to see him in the playoffs.
Right, it'd be nice to see him play some playoff basketball. He dropped. He was
40 against the Lakers.
Yeah,
he's got 40.
Dropped 40 on the Lakers. Yep. So, I got OKC, and what did I say? 6. Yeah, 6.
All right. Yep. All right. So Jamar, bro, who you got for this with Pelicans or Thunder?
I got Thunder in 5.
Thunder in 5. Okay.
I gave him the benefit of the doubt.
Man, don't do that, man. Don't be giving the Pelicans the benefit of the doubt to extend this series longer than they should. Don't do that. Because truth be told, like you said, can their main star stay healthy? I mean, to my understanding, he hasn't had 0 playoff experience.
Has he? No, he hasn't. Because he was hurt last time, right?
Yeah, they made it without him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. He had 0. Oh, you talking about Zion, Jamar?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because they had a nice. Remember they played the Phoenix a couple years back, went 7 games. That was a great series. That's when the world figured out who Jose Alvarado was. That was a great series. That was when Green cried on the court and Money Williams had to hug and console him. That was a great series.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 It was a little eye
2
jerker.
years ago,
It
actually.
was
2 years ago.
it was a little heartfelt series, but this is far from that. Dude, like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander is a real thing. That's a legitimate MVP candidate. That is somebody that I don't think.
I just want to say also, when you say MVP candidate, bro, do people sleep on his defensive prowess? He is a defensive juggernaut, SGA. I just want to put that out there. He leads the league in steals. That boy will take the ball from him.
Like, he's a legitimate dog. When they say that phrase, he got that dog in him. He literally got a pit bull.
And it's growing. It's growing. Yeah.
And I don't know if they got anybody that's gonna guard Chet Holmgren either. That's a whole nother thing too. That's what
him and I think Jose can guard him.
Jose who?
Right. I was say Jose who? Oh.
You know, Valanciunas. I think he can contain him.
Now
the thing was about
maybe
around the basket.
He's a lot younger. He's a lot younger, right, fellas? And he can scratch that flow. Valanciunas is just the guy you got to throw him an alley hoop or he get the ball. He got to get way near the basket in order to get a bucket, you know. So that's gonna be interesting. That's a really good matchup point out, Jamar. Corey, who you got for this one, bro?
Man, if Zion was healthy, I would roll with the A seed if Zion was healthy.
Me too. I would. I'm telling you. Quickly.
But not knowing if Zion gonna be able to make it back with the hamstring, especially with his history, he probably won't. I'm gonna have to go Thunder. I think it's still gonna be close because.
Yep, I think it's gonna be close too. This
I'm
gonna
gonna
be a
say
long
Thunder.
series.
I'm gonna say Thunder in 7 if there's no Zion.
Yeah, and SGA, the superstar, is the difference, as we know in basketball. Extremely different. And so I stated though prior to the playoffs, and you remember this, Jamar, and I stated that the Lakers would finish 7, and they would play the Thunder, and it would be pancakes. That was the prediction. It came close, but thanks to that kid from France, Victor Wembanyama, and the Spurs, knocking off the Nuggets late in the season, and the Nuggets just laying the egg. All this just occurred. All this, but the Nuggets, if we remember, fellas, they controlled their destiny, and they came and laid an egg. They were blowing them out by 20, Jamar, in that game against San Antonio. It just took off. Went on vacation. And the Spurs, being gritty, came and fought back and beat them by 1 point. And so changed the whole outlook of everything. But now the Pelicans, in a way, have a gift. They don't have an experienced team. And so SGA is the difference here. You got to go with the team with the superstar. But I'm really interested, fellas, to see this. I want to see what Brandon Ingram does. I want to see how that pick and roll works with Alvarado, you know, and how he gonna make that work with Valanciunas and Brandon Ingram. And I want to see with these other cats, the Murphy kid who can hoop. Have y'all been seeing this kid Murphy for New Orleans, Corey?
Yeah. Trey Murphy third. Yeah, he can hoop.
He got a shot.
He can ball. It's another guy for the Pelicans, man, that can ball too.
Herb Jones.
Yeah, exactly. He can ball too.
That's my cousin.
Oh, that's your cousin, yeah?
Nah, I'm playing.
Might as well claim him
for a minute, bro. And so, yeah, man, like, you know, he can ball, man. And so with that, like, I'm looking at Pelicans. Don't just lay down. We said this Western Conference is open, fellas. We did, and we've been saying it all year. And so, you know, we got to see, man, what Larry Nance Jr. do, what Jonas Valanciunas do. You know, CJ McCollum. We know he can score the ball. So that's gonna be a close series, but I don't see that just being no kicking. Even without Zion. Now with Zion, I would pick the Pelicans. That's just how
Without Zion, they can't come and play like they played against the Lakers and shoot like crap because they're gonna
I
get
know
blowout.
a
They'll
lot
get
of
run
that
off the floor.
sometimes though, and I feel like it's a mental thing. I think a lot of that well, sports sometimes it's mental. LeBron
Yeah.
be having people mental when it come around this time of the year. Like outside of Denver, everybody else, he got their mental. And so like New Orleans, I think they had to realize, hey, we can play with them. And they figured it out that play-in game, bro. They're like, oh, we can play with them. And Zion, like, oh, I can score down there. Oh, AD
So you
is out.
saying
We're not gonna do
so
this.
you saying New Orleans? So you saying New Orleans is the new what Toronto was to Cleveland in the East?
Yeah, almost look like
Uh,
that.
something like that, almost, if you want to
Almost
say
look
that.
like
Yup.
it.
Yeah. But the thing is, Toronto never came close. Like they never came
No,
close to Cleveland. Like LeBron owned them completely. Just
they were
ownership.
number one. They were number one
Number
in the
one,
East
all
one
them
one
years.
point.
All them
Yeah,
years.
yeah.
LeBron just come in no matter what seed he is. Just take care of straight business. And so yeah, man. With that, I think that's gonna be a fun series. I think get your popcorn ready for that one. Even on a short notice, I think the Pelicans will be ready for that series. That starts Sunday, y'all. But this one, this is a big
How
popcorn.
many how many games are you picking?
OKC and 7. But it could go 6. It could go 6 because they tires probably run out on them. They probably get burnt out. But I got him in 7, Jamar. Clippers, y'all, the Mavericks. The Mavericks, y'all, been playing the best basketball, arguably going into the playoffs out of all these teams. Now, I'll show you how good the West is. They number 5. But they playing the Clippers, who we viewed as a championship team. Now, the problem with the Clippers is health. Kawhi Leonard is hobbled again. Kawhi Leonard took his picture, y'all, for the United States Olympics, and so he gonna play there. Which I mean, obviously, it's some time away, But for this series, he out for game 1, and his status is up in the air for some of these games. And so, with that being said, fellas, the Clippers still got 3 superstars. Still have Kawhi a big portion of this series. They play a Mavericks team who got one of the best players in the league, arguably the best player, arguably the MVP, and Luka Doncic. He got help. These other guys are doing their job for the Mavericks. Jamar, who you got?
Man, this is one of those series I was talking about yesterday. I wish it was I wish they would have met further down the line and not in the first round type deal.
Right.
Man. Based on history, based on transactions within this season, just based on I guess you can say pressure, I'm choosing the Clippers in 6. I mean, this is the reason why that you made that deal for James Harden, right? In the event that one of your 2 premier stars is out, because recent history shows that neither one of them could play together on the court in the playoffs. This is the reason why you brought in James Harden, right? Yeah. So I understand that the Mavs, it's funny how a year makes a difference with that Mavs team because it's pretty much the same core. So, but with that being stated, I like based on everything that how we have gotten to this point, Clippers need to win. So therefore, I feel like they're going to win in 6. But my gosh, this is like I said, this is one of those series I wish they would have met further down the line and not in the first round.
Yeah, Wild West, Jamar. Wild West. And bro, who you got for this one? Do Jason Kidd and the Mavericks? Do Jason Kidd solidify himself as a nice head coach? That's some people view him as the problem in Dallas. They were at some point, but I don't think that's ever been a problem. Who you got for this one, Ian?
Man, I got Dallas in 7.
Okay.
I got Dallas in 7. I'm not a believer in the Clippers or truly feel like the Clippers are cursed. It just seems like no matter who they get, whatever season it is, they just find a way to just screw it up. And I think they're gonna find a way again. Somebody gonna get hurt. Kawhi's already hurt again. Somebody else probably gonna get hurt or something stupid gonna happen. Dallas in
You
7.
saying somebody gonna slip on the some sweat? Like one of the people gonna forget to do the mopping on the floor. Somebody gonna slip on the ground.
Yeah,
Bruh.
somebody gonna take a magic carpet ride and never come back or just something. I don't know.
Why a magic carpet ride?
God,
Hey,
that was the
Aladdin.
first thing that came to my mind.
It's a whole new world like Aladdin. My gosh.
Yeah, but I don't believe in the Clippers, man. Just like we've been saying this since 2020, since COVID. When they were supposed to play the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, they let us down. The next year,
Everybody
it's
was
just
looking
it's just always something with them,
Because
man.
Lou Williams went to go get some wings and left the bubble and just
My boy can't go get nothing to eat.
Yeah, man, we went to go get them wings in Magic City.
dude. Not where the protocol was. Like we always on lockdown. What makes him any different?
My boy said he went to go get some weed. My boy said he had his mask on.
They was quarantining people for 10 days back then too. So
Yeah, that was crazy. It might have was
Oh my
it 10?
goodness.
I think it was 10, like 10 or 14 days, something like that. It was crazy.
Mhm.
Man,
Oh,
that seems so
man.
far away. It was just a couple years ago.
It's crazy.
But yeah, man, it's just always something with them. It's just like, okay, this is a Clippers year. We always say, okay, this is a Clippers year. They gonna get to the Western Conference Finals. They gonna get to the finals this year. And they just find a way to just, you be like, here we go.
Find a way to Clipper. That's our thing. They
They,
always find a way to
yeah.
Clipper.
So at this point, I'm not a believer.
Mm.
Shout out to their new stadium though that they built, and that's gonna be like
Right,
the best
exactly.
stadium
This is
ever.
important because this is their last season before they move y'all to Inglewood, California. They got a state of the art stadium in Cali,
Yeah, man.
in
It's gonna be
Inglewood. So that's gonna be exciting for them to be in a different stadium finally. It's gonna be really
Yeah.
good. So yeah, Corey, who you got for this one, man? You got the Clippers or Mavericks?
And I think I'm gonna go with the Clippers. I think they're deeper. And I think Ty Lue, he's pretty good with his strategies. It's excellent, like his X and O. I think he'll come up with some strategies to try to get the ball out of Luka hands some. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll with the Clippers on this one.
This is a tough series, Corey. It's
how many
hard.
games?
Yeah, I'm just like Jamal. I kind of feel that I wish this wasn't the first round, but it is what it is. What it is. But I'm gonna go Clippers.
Mm,
How many
man.
games, Corey?
I'm saying 6. I'm saying 6.
Okay.
6.
All right, Clippers in 6. Yeah. Man, it's gonna be tough, but I'm gonna go with the Clippers in 7. And the reason why I can't pick against Kawhi Leonard, even if he's out a game, I just feel like when that man come in, only a few people can beat Kawhi. Maybe LeBron. That's about it. He got KD number. He got everybody number when this dude play. He puts fear in people. And so if he's out game 1, that's fine. But I think once he comes back in, he should put the clamps. And the difference now between that series in 2020 and the bubble in 2024 is that Kawhi got more help this time. He got James Harden. He got Russell Westbrook. He got Paul George. He got some other hungry guys that's on that bench for the Clippers. I think the Clippers pull us out in the Classic. I think the Clippers 7. I got the Clippers. Minnesota, y'all, the baby Wolves. Anthony Edwards, man, he the best player in the league. I don't know what the hell happened when they had their chance in the close out and get the number 1 seed, and they allowed Phoenix and Bradley Beal to come in and put the clamps on them on their home court. So with that being said, who you got for this one, Jamar? You got Phoenix, you got Minnesota, the Wolves. Are they growing up or what?
Man, I'm rolling. I'm rolling with the dog with the biggest bite. I got Timberwolves in 6. Man, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
I can dig it.
let me put it to you like this: the Phoenix Suns on paper, as far as star power and offense, I mean, it's there, but I don't think they can. I don't think when it comes down to it, I don't think if it comes down to crunch time and defensive possession, situations and getting stops and stuff, I don't have any faith in them doing so. As opposed to,
you don't have faith in KD doing that?
No.
Not more than Anthony Edwards. You got more faith in Anthony Edwards to do? Okay.
I do. Anthony Edwards is a two-way dog.
Okay.
He plays just as good at offense as he does defense.
Okay.
Facts.
And then the last thing I say, like when this trade happened last year, and people was laughing at the Timberwolves with those getting Gobert and how he's going to play alongside Karl-Anthony Towns and all this stuff. And I mean, the times that they were both on the court, or both in the lineup and actually playing, like that team is a matchup nightmare for a lot of teams out there. I feel like their size will cause problems for the Phoenix Suns. Half court offense will be a problem for the Phoenix Suns.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And bro, who you got for this one? Phoenix or Minnesota?
Man, shout out to Anthony Edwards, man. He got one of the hottest shoes right now. I gotta give me a pair before they go up in price. I'm taking the Timberwolves in 7. I'm not a believer in the Suns. The Suns don't have a true point guard. They just run around and play one-on-one basketball, dribble, shoot. It's not gonna work in the playoffs. I got the Timberwolves. Timberwolves in 7. But, they still got KD and Devin Booker and Bradley Beal. But Bradley Beal been hurt all year, so. Is he even playing? He playing?
No, he back, and he looked like the Washington, D.C. Bradley Beal.
Hopefully he don't get hurt. But, so, I mean, they still talented. And it's got playoff experience with KD, so. But I still got the Timberwolves. I just think the Timberwolves are a better overall team, a better constructed team. I got the Timberwolves in 7. The Timberwolves, they've been taking their baby steps, been getting put out the playoffs when they shouldn't have, doing dumb stuff, and I think Anthony Edwards is finally stepping into that role. Like, look, we here, and it's time for us to go to the next level, and I'm gonna make sure we do that. And I think we're gonna see that. I think, especially if he send KD and them home, I think that's gonna put him on a different level.
No, it's gonna put him on a different level if he win this series.
Yeah, and I think after that, you definitely got to put him in the top 5 in the NBA.
It'd be like his official arrival party.
Yep. Right. Sort of like this will probably be like when Jordan did what he did back in the 80s. It'd be his first coming out.
That's definitely his son.
Make no mistake about it.
Don't they? For real. Corey, who you got for this one, bro?
Man, I got the Suns spoiling that party y'all talking about.
By the way, Marcus, y'all, and Frank got the Suns too. Marcus and Frank.
I think KD gonna be KD, and it's gonna be too much. And I think Big Cat gonna shrink. He's tend to shrink in these type of moments. I think Cat gonna shrink, and KD and Book gonna be too much for. Gonna be too much for the Timberwolves to handle. I got the Suns at 6.
I tell y'all what, Mike Conley gonna be important for this series, Jamar, and if they want to win, Mike Conley, he gonna have to knock them threes down. He gonna have to help, and it can't just be Ann alone. Rudy Gobert gonna have to hit some shots, get some dunks. He gonna have to put the ball in the hoop, and Cat gonna have to hoop too. But my difference in this series, y'all, is Devin Booker. Have we forgot about him? I got the Suns. That's not to mention you got him along with a Bradley Beal who's playing now. He's defensively locked in, and when he's locked in defensively, he's pretty damn tough, Bradley Beal. He's frustrating Anthony Edwards. Last few games he has, including the last game. I think the Suns' experience, they might not have a true point guard, Jamar, but Grayson Allen can shoot that 3, man. He can knock that 3. They ain't been doing it all year. He knocked down them 3s. The Suns, I think, take care of the Wolves actually in 6. I got the Suns in 6. Jamar, big one. Nuggets, Lakers. Do the Lakers mentally feel like they can beat the Nuggets? It's a question. A lot of people feel like they don't. The Nuggets, on the other hand, reigning NBA champs. They are the consensus favorite to repeat. So with that, Jamar, who you got for this one? Do the Lakers pull off a rocky upset here?
I'm gonna save y'all a lot of time because I know there's a lot of Laker Nation that wants to speak. Nuggets at 5. Keep it moving.
And bro.
I got the Nuggets in 7. This is tough. You know, they didn't blow them out in none of those games last year, even though they got swept. But they got swept. Um, the key to this series is going to be D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and
Rui or like Rui Hachimura or
Rory.
Dinwiddie or
Dinwiddie too, but I think the other
Gabe
people gonna
Vincent.
be. Of course, AD gonna have to. Of course, AD gonna have the ball every game. Can't take a game off like he did last year. Can't take a game off. Got ball every game.
Right.
But I think it's gonna come down to those three: D'Angelo Russell, Austin Reeves, and Rui. How they ball all series. But uh, I know they offer revenge. I wouldn't be shocked if they won, but I think I don't know if it's gonna be a sweep. So I'll say Denver in 7 at the best.
Okay. Yeah. Marcus stated Lakers in 7. So he's a Lakers fan. He said we taking game 1 tonight. Corey, who you got for this
Man, I'm gonna pick with my heart, right? I'm gonna pick with my heart. And I'm gonna say Lakers in 7. I'm not sure if I believe what I'm saying, but I'm, I'm gonna pick with my heart. Hopefully, Darvin Ham can come up with something, which I'm
one?
almost thinking.
Slow down Murray. Them two. Them the
I,
killers right there. Them two.
I would almost have to let Jokic be scorer, make him a scorer, and I want not let him facilitate, and I'll turn him into a scorer, and I got to concentrate on everybody else, locking
Mm-hmm.
somebody else down, and I got to give some different looks. But I'm gonna go with my heart. I'm gonna say Lakers in 7.
Yeah. Yeah, for
That's
me, fellas.
every game been close.
The games that these have not been blowouts. Now the Nuggets have owned the Lakers the last 9 games in.
Yeah.
They've been close every game. Crazy. Always down to the last shot or two. Outside of this last one, which it was close to about 3 minutes. And then the Nuggets just went on a run, just completely distanced themselves, which is what they're capable of. Gabe Vincent is back. Jared Vanderbilt is key, fellas. Do we know his update? Is he playing?
I
Do
don't
a little
know.
research here. Because playing. This could turn things around for real, especially with a Gabe Vincent who's now looking like he's back. But there's really no update. All they saying is that he had a good workout, so it looked like he's not playing. And so with that, I got the Nuggets in 7. I want to take the Lakers. I love the Lakers. I love LeBron. But I have no reason to pick them against the Nuggets. I mean, these are the Nuggets. And unfortunately, Marcus, if it was any other team, my brother, any other team in the West, I feel like the Lakers will have a good chance, Jamar. But it's the Nuggets here. And so with that, that's the one team that's kind of like they kryptonite, if that makes sense. And so due to that, I want to pick the Lakers, but I can't. So with that, yeah, I think that includes our NBA playoff predictions. We'll see what happens. Hopefully the Lakers can pull off an upset. I tell you what, and if LeBron pull off this upset, this will be another resume builder. If he win a championship this year, it's going to really mess up the debate. It's going to make it just crazy, especially if he come in as a 7 seed and do what he does. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But with that, those are NBA playoff predictions. And we're going to let you start us off. Corey, we're going to let you start us off with a very touching subject here. The Porter brothers. And so just an FYI, and Michael Porter Jr. plays for the Denver Nuggets, but he got two brothers, man. One that played for the University of Denver, and he was just sentenced in a DUI crash that has left him now with a jail sentence for multiple years. And so that's really, really sad. His name is Coben Porter. And then his older brother, Jonte Porter, who played for the Toronto Raptors, as you know, he literally been in the news this whole week. He is banned from the NBA because of gambling. Yeah. And so it's been a rough week for the Porter brothers. And so, Corey, just what's your thoughts on this, man? Like, you got anything to say about the Porter brothers, or if this will have any mental effect on Michael Porter heading into the NBA playoffs?
I'm definitely he's on his definitely weighing on his mind. I'm sure. Like I say, both your brothers in the news this week. I say one getting banned from the league for gambling. I'm really not really understanding that one though. Like just being extra thirsty and
right.
betting against betting on the Raptors to betting on your team to lose. Giving inside information. I'm not really understanding what he was thinking about. Just, but I guess when you got a problem, it's hard to just overcome. So there's this very unfortunate situation with the other younger brother. Like I say, just got sentenced to them 6 years in prison for that vehicular homicide. Yeah, so I know that definitely has to be weighing on Porter Jr. Just a bad, like I said, just bad decisions all the way around. Most definitely, just ain't do nothing but pray for the family, and hopefully y'all, people, is they learn from their mistakes. But yeah, I'm quite sure he's definitely playing with a heavy heart. But maybe he might use that, when he get on the court to be a sanctuary where I can try to put everything else in the news behind me and just go out here and hoop.
Right. Facts. Yeah. Very sad situation, tough situation. So with that, fellas, let's quickly transgress to baseball. And so, Ian, I want you to break down your Chicago White Sox and just give us your thoughts on this team. What is the expectations for this team? You can talk about anything, bro. Are they in the playoffs this year? Yay or nay?
I don't have any expectation for these bombs. They suck. That's why they denied giving them a new stadium, by the Bear Stadium. I don't know, man. We're just back in this state of what are we doing? We went from, being a contender a couple years ago to, having one of the best players in the league to now we at the stage again of what the hell we doing? You know, we were arguably going to be one of those teams to should have been in the World Series. You would think by now, but it just all crumbled down, and I was just like, here we go again. What are we doing? I don't know I don't know what direction they're going in or what they got planned, but they need to fix it and they need to get to it.
Right. Yeah. Right now, they are the worst team in baseball by far. So it looks like definitely they're in the rebuild, bro. Big
Yeah.
rebuild. Get some of the best talent to come in. And so right now it's looking a little tough on the south side for the White Sox, but hopefully, man, they continue to get better. But this is definitely their worst start in franchise history. Just an FYI, fellas, this is their worst start in franchise history. And they are 3-15, and it's only going up from here. And so every superstar seemed to want out of the White Sox, man. I don't know why. I hate that. I don't know if they're afraid of the South Side, Corey. I don't know what it is, man. I don't know if they're afraid of the ownership, but it's just sad to see so many great talented guys get a nice start with the White Sox, and then they go somewhere else and be World Series contenders. You know, I don't know how many
Yep.
pictures we done had. It's been great pictures and left the White Sox. Dylan Cease, I go down the line of these nice pictures that go to the White Sox, and then after they depart and go somewhere else and play for a World Series. So it's just really sad to see what's happening with the White Sox. Jamar, any thoughts on the White Sox, man?
Man, don't break my heart this early in the morning, man. I don't want to speak about the White Sox, man. Like
Yeah.
He ain't got a
let's not.
nice White Sox hat on, though. I tell you that. That's nice.
I mean,
Just for the aesthetic.
yeah, you know that's all it is these days. I got a nice little one right here too. I mean, but come on, man. Let's talk about something happy. Can we do that? Can we do that?
Speaking of happy, let's talk about the Chicago Cubs because they are happy. They are a franchise that is rebuilt, and they look to be a franchise that could be fighting for a playoff spot again this year, or possibly for the NL Central. They had a great record for most of the year last year, surprised a lot of folks. They brought in Cody Bellinger, some good talent. Nice picture, brought in the kid from Japan. He's like baby, LA Dodger. What's the guy from LA? I can't pronounce
Nomo?
his. I can't
Hideo
pronounce it.
Nomo?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're talking. Oh, no. You're talking
About the guy from
about.
the LA Dodgers.
You're talking about right now.
Best
You're
player
talking
in baseball. Best player in baseball.
about.
But he come from Japan too, is my point. And so
I can't say his name either. It's on tip of my tongue.
I can't say his name. But as stated, like, with
Charlotte.
that, the Cubs are they're 12-7 right now, so they on the up and up. So Corey, do you think the Cubs they got a chance to make playoffs this year? Any outlook for the Cubs this year?
Man, I really haven't really been tuned in to baseball, but I see they sitting in second in the division. I guess long as they stay on the right trajectory, I guess they have a good shot.
Right. One thing that's always true about the Cubs is every baseball game with the Cubs is an experience. It is the best experience you can go to outside of a Bears game and a Bulls game. Great experience, man. Like fun, live, Wrigleyville, bars, atmosphere, very live Wrigley Field. And so, you see folks on the roof often, watching them games. So Cubs never have a problem with ticket sales, fellas, right? Not with them white folks up north. They be
They redid a lot of redid a lot of things out there. So no,
right.
It's beautiful around there.
Yeah, they keep it nice up there, like, and so up north they represent hard for them Cubs, man. And so I think that's part of the reason why the Cubs can go out and spend their money. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, Jamar. Them fans and the money they spend for that franchise, they can go out and get some names because of that money. Them pockets deep compared to the Sox, their pockets ain't that deep. We go to the White Sox game, right, fellas? We sit. I know Jamar is irritates, but we sit, man, and we look and we be in the White Sox game like this, bro, like just kicking it, like
20.
nobody.
They tickets probably $10, $15, $20.
Right.
Seriously.
So, man, you know what I'm saying?
You paying for the other team.
Yeah, basically.
Pretty much. And so, White Sox, man, only way White Sox get a lot of their loyalty is if they win, fellas. With the Cubs, it's unconditional, seem like. And so we just wanted to hit on the Cubs and Sox, y'all. We love both of our squads, man. So we're successful, both of them, but they are looking like they're heading in opposite directions. So with that being said, and bro, we curious to know, man, if you got anything for us this morning on In Spaceman, bro. You got anything for us this morning on
Man, shout out to Nate Robinson, man. It's troublesome to hear him going through what he's going through with his kidneys and everything. So hopefully he gets a transplant soon, man. You hate to see a good kid, good athletic guy like that, man, go through something like that. He got kids and things of that nature, man. He's still young, very young, man. My grandmother died from that, so she's much older. So to see him that young go through that. That's tough, man. So hopefully everything goes well. He gets a transplant and what may have you. Um, with the draft coming up, and man, what 5 or 6 days? What should the Bears do with the number 9 pick? Should they trade up and get Marvin Harrison Jr. at 3 or 4, or should they draft Romeo Duzzi at 9 if he even drops that far? Or should they should they pick somebody else at 9?
Right, like a
Because they're
defensive.
they're because they're picking Caleb.
Right. So, Jamar.
Honestly, that's a good question because we knew what the first pick is going to be. We always been questioning what they're going to do at 9. I guess the quote unquote rumor is they're trying to move up to get Marvin Harrison Jr. If we can get that out, man, we can just end the draft right there for us, and I'm happy. But I say you definitely go get a wide receiver. If one of those big 3 quote unquote names are available by that pick, you grab them. If not, you could probably switch gears to, I guess, Dallas Turner if he's there at 9. I don't know if Atlanta would take him at 8, but that's another pass rusher that we could put on the
Yeah.
opposite side of Sweat. If we can't get a wide receiver or him per se, at that point, if I'm the Bears, I'm probably trading down and getting more capital.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Okay. You can jump in, Corey. I'm gonna go after you.
Yeah, I was gonna say if that like I said the Washington receiver, if he there still
Romo
there at
Dunze.
9, yeah, I would say grab him at 9. But like I say, maybe if he's not there, like I say maybe trade to get some more picks. But I definitely will grab him.
Okay. Yeah, for me, and bro, if Rome not there, I'm thinking a pass rusher opposite of our defensive end, our star defensive end that's been there since the longest. But also, and you know who they sleep on? You know the little white boy from Georgia, that number 13,
Oh,
old as hell,
you
Brock
talk,
Bowers.
yeah, tight end, yeah, he's nice.
I like
He's
him.
going top. He's going top 10, but I don't know the who. I'm
And
sure the
so,
Bears not going to pick him because of Cole Kmet,
They got Cole. Yeah.
but I think he better
but
than Cole
no,
Kmet. But that's not the story.
he's a pass catcher, bro. He's not really a tight end. He's more of a receiver.
Yeah.
He's more of a
He's more
receiver.
like a Travis Kelsey type tight end.
And so,
Tony
you know,
Gonzalez kind of
okay, and so
guy.
like I think if you could put him outside of somebody that can do both, that can block and run. I mean, that block and catch really well. I will take a heavy look, man, at Brock Bowers if we don't have Roma Dunze. And so I just want to put that out there because I like that kid from Georgia. He was
Yeah,
all year for
that,
Georgia.
that
All
that
year for
wouldn't
Georgia.
that actually wouldn't be a bad pick. I just don't think he's going to fall that far. I'd be shocked if Brock Bowers fall that far, but with the team's other needs, he might because all the quarterbacks are going to go within the top 4 or 5. So he might be there. Actually, he might be there.
Yeah, I think he could, being that we have a lot of quarterbacks that'll go. And if Rome is picking before, so I just want to point that out that the Bears should take a heavy look at Brock Bowers, a really talented pass catcher and a good blocker. So that's what I would do, man. If I'm the Bears, I'll take a look at him. And so yeah, that's what I do, bro.
Yeah.
That's
What do you
something.
think, Ian?
Uh, it's tough. You hear rumors of them maybe trading back up to go get Marvin. I think that's kind of a stretch. I don't think we haven't seen Ryan Poles do that. So if they trade back up to get Marvin, especially without him not performing in anything, like um, no pro day, no NFL combine, no nothing. So they would really have to be really invested and really in desperate and just in love with him. And then with them already having DJ Moore, just picked up Keenan Allen, uh, but with Keenan Allen's injury history, still a great player though, still a great pickup, for the young quarterback. I think they should take the guy from Washington. I think they should take Roman Dulier. I don't see them trading up. They trade up back up to like number three, like Houston did last year. That would be shocking. And kind of take two of the top three picks or top four picks. That'd be shocking, but I don't see that happening. If
Right.
anything, I think they'll take. I think they'll take Roman Duzier. Now, I never thought about them getting Brock Bowers, but that would be a great pick too, though. That would be a great pick too, though.
It's tough,
Um,
man, because Brock Bowers is nice, but also I like the kid from Florida State too. The defensive end, one of the top players in the country all year. And so he
yeah,
was heavy on my board too because of possibly putting another defensive end on the other side of our star defensive end. And so
yeah. I mean, that's the
they
thing
got
too.
choices.
They could trade back and take a D in, take a D lineman. Um, but I think the safe pick would probably be the kid from Washington or the trade back. I think that's what we'll probably see. I'll be shocked. I'll be shocked if they trade up. Then they're just terribly in love with Marvin Harrison Jr. and there's nothing they gonna do anything to get him. But I don't see that happening though. It looks like Marvin he'll be getting passes from Kyler Murray, my guy. So
I mean,
Mm.
I will say this though. He only met with two teams, which
who
is Arizona and us. That's it.
who Marvin Harrison?
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
Mm.
mm.
So I mean, it's possible. It is very possible. That'll be on paper probably the best receiving core in the league, which is crazy.
But right up there with Detroit, right up there with some of them
I
other
uh,
elite teams.
I think we'd be better on paper. I don't even
Well,
think
I think
Mm.
we would rival
They be saying a lot.
Houston.
They be saying a lot, yeah.
I think we would rival Houston because that trio is insane right now.
Yeah, but you got one coming off an injury. I just think DJ and Keenan coming off his best year as a NFL player. Period. Oh, DJ Moore too. DJ Moore had a career year last year too. And people don't talk about with Marvin. That'd be tough. With Cole Kmet, that's tough to beat.
It'd be nice, man, because I mean that's what Detroit did. Detroit went out and they just got so many offensive weapons, man. They loaded up, didn't they? And they went to the NFC Championship.
Yeah. So I
Super
mean,
aggressive. Yeah,
I'll be there, and I guess I'll be in the
that's right.
presence
You
of
going
all
to the
these
draft,
people.
right, Ian?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You going to the
That's what's up.
draft?
Yeah, I'll be
Okay,
there.
okay.
Hey,
Yeah, and where's it gonna be
I'll
at,
be in.
Ian?
It's in Detroit. It's in Detroit,
Oh,
so I'll
okay,
be
it's
there
up there in
Thursday.
Detroit.
Yeah, I'll be there just Thursday.
he gonna be there in his Lions gear. We already know it.
Hey, you know what? I was thinking about that because I think
Bringing two jerseys, take one off, switch in 30 minutes later.
yeah, we'll be at that draft party. So I was thinking about, man, I might have to give me one the night before. Give me a little jersey the night before or
Hey,
something.
hey, get one of them the new ones they just released. Get that black one.
Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, them new jerseys
Yeah,
nice.
New Jersey's nice.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. So that's what's
Might
up,
run
man.
it. Might run into Dave Montgomery like, hey man, why you leave us?
Right,
They ain't pay me.
Right.
right. I want to win. Right. And so yeah, man. That's what's up though, and that's beautiful, man. And so
Yeah. So I
yeah,
I make sure I go live. I make sure I go live during that time on
that would be
Instagram.
great, bro. If you could go live while the Bears do they pick, and we could see your reaction.
Yeah.
That'd be
That's
dope.
dope.
That'd be dope, bro. Yeah. Man, shout out to people that's been on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast lately that's been going to the Final Fours, NFL drafts, and all these good events. That's what's up, man. Yeah. Beautiful. Yes. And so with that being said, fellas, now as we head into the weekend, we got final thoughts and shout outs. And so, Jamar, we're gonna start with you. We're gonna go with you in. We're gonna get a last word to our guests. And so, fellas, as we head into the weekend, any final thoughts or shout outs?
First and foremost, shout out to Corey for joining us once again. Definitely appreciate your insight and everything that you bring to the table, man. So thank you for joining us again. Second thing, I definitely just want to, I guess, give. I mean, we kind of like give her praise and everything else already, but I just want to give another one here to Caitlin Clark and what she has done.
Yeah.
For women's basketball. I mean, just sit back and think about it. Like the draft itself was like an event that everybody was tuned into, knowing where she was going and all these other players that has brought into the spotlight, but also to the fact that like her jersey was sold out, and like I think within the first 3 hours or something like that, you have celebrities rocking her jersey at concerts and stuff already. To the fact that just put it in perspective, you have teams like the Mystics who are going from their arena to the stadium that the Wizards play in because it doesn't have enough capacity. Same thing in the event with the Aces looking for a bigger venue just because it doesn't have enough capacity for the demand of her. She is that box office, and it's just something I just want to just really just throw out there because it just the impact for the game it's amazing. So yeah, shout out,
man. Crazy to believe that. I mean, like, out of the 40 games, Corey, how many gonna be televised? I think
30,
30,
36.
I think it's 38 or something.
Something like that. Like every game gonna be nationally televised. I'm like, damn.
Game changers. Got some game changers coming in.
Like that's amazing. Just let that sink in.
Right. Yeah, I gotta get my Angel Reese jersey. Man, bro. Any final thoughts and shout outs? We heading to the weekend.
Shout out to Corey for coming on with us this morning, man. Great episode. NBA playoffs starting up. Kind of enjoy that this weekend, and man, another shout out to my daughter, Imani. For some reason, she thinks Jamar Chase is the fastest person in the world. I think that just is so hilarious. I know Jamar is loving that right now.
I'm Jamar.
Great name, by the way.
Yeah, man, that's all I got.
Hey, money. So yeah, that's what's up, bro. Yeah, beautiful. Corey, man, as we head into the weekend, any final thoughts and shout outs?
Man, shout out to you guys for having me back on. I know I didn't want to get back on. The schedule just been kind of crazy with everything going on. Trying to get my boy ready for. I'm in the hustle mode, trying to get my boy ready for prom and graduation and make these college decisions. Congrats, and all that. Thanks, man, and shout out to all the new women basketball fans out there. Glad to have everybody coming aboard. You know, get to see, you know, saying something we've been watching for a while, but now it's expanding. So shout out to everybody that's coming aboard to watch the game. I hate that the price is going up for me, but it's all good.
Yeah, man, them prices is crazy. I was like, God.
Especially to see Caitlin.
Yeah,
just to see Caitlin. Just for Caitlin.
I looked at the Sky Fever tickets and
boy,
I said, man, I ain't pay that much for the Sky Championship ticket. I was like, man.
Wow. Even more expensive than the WNBA Finals.
Yeah. Yeah,
Those seats
yeah,
is more expensive than like a Steph Curry seat or going to see LeBron James or
yeah.
something, bro.
Because
It's
the
crazy.
cheapest ticket I seen when I looked for the Fever in the Sky, the cheapest ticket was 200, and I was in
Yeah,
the up
Yeah,
nosebleeds.
at
in
the
the
nosebleed.
nosebleed.
I said
Yeah.
I'll get them for free at $20. Like
Yeah.
I ain't even paid 200 when I was in the finals. I was sitting in the first row behind the media. I ain't paid 200 for that.
Man, them seats like in the middle where you can see it clearly, like in the stands, them joints was $1,400 for
Yeah, I
one
seen
ticket.
that.
I was like, God.
Yeah. That mean it's gonna be just exclusive folks there.
Yeah, man. But I mean, hopefully,
Uh,
it turned into, more revenue and they salary go
Yeah,
up. So, you
no,
know,
I mean that's the only way, fellas. I mean that's how business work, right, guys?
that
This is
yeah.
the moment. You got to jack these prices up in this
I
moment.
mean,
You got to.
yeah,
That's
and the fact you have a player of that like caliber and that marketability to do so, that's the beautiful thing about it. Like you actually
Uh,
got box office attraction for the non um like
WNBA
hardcore
watchers.
fan. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's that's the beauty of it.
right. And so, fellas, I agree with y'all, man. Shout out to the WNBA, Caitlin Clark. I mean, I never would have imagined in our lifetime to be able to see women's basketball actually become taken more serious. I never thought, like in our society, that it would come to this, but it's looking like it's coming to this, which is
It,
great,
it's it's
It's
it's time. It's time. It's
yeah.
been great for a long time. It's just
right?
nobody really even,
I,
cared to pay attention, but it's time.
I think,
Hmm.
and I would say it was a perfect storm based on the age we live in, technology, social media. Because
Yeah.
I feel like if Tarat, what if Tarat, yeah, down in Taurasi, what if she was like playing in this era, back then, like,
Right.
you
Yeah.
know, they've been talking about her just as much.
Maya
Right.
Moore,
Right.
it's so
Yeah.
it's so it's
Yeah,
so it's so it's so many of them.
Right. So many of them. Cynthia Cooper, man, back in the day, Cheryl
Cheryl
Swoop,
Swoops.
Yeah,
Sean
man.
Shamika
Staley.
John Staley, yeah.
Shamika
Like,
Holdsclaw.
Quad,
I'm
yeah,
telling you,
man.
man, like Tamika Catchings, I can,
I mean,
man, it was so many.
do imagine Lisa Leslie in this day and age.
Lisa
Right.
Leslie, bro.
Right.
Man, like
Yeah.
so many. And so it's so good to see what they paved, y'all. Even back to Cheryl Miller, y'all remember Corey. Cheryl Miller used to be a problem
Goat.
back in the
Uh,
day. Like,
Shayla
Dog,
Miller.
Say the goat,
dog.
man.
you know what I'm saying? Like all these women have paved the way now for Caitlin Clark to be able to do what she's doing. And so we just hope that league continue to progress and break barriers, man. And we can be able to say to our kids, man, when they get older, like we actually saw the WNBA where it was to where it is now. And we could be a full-blown testimony to see that actually come to fruition, which is great. And so, yeah, shout out to that. I think we all agree, fellas. And so, that being said, on behalf of the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we would like to say thank you for tuning in with us this morning. Continue to chop it up with us and support our podcast on various platforms. And if you would love to talk sports with us on the Early Morning Sports Talk podcast, we are here and would love to do so with you. Your love and support is truly appreciated, and we hope you all have a blessed and safe weekend. Peace.